So before I go on, I forgot to mention that I have to be really careful on what I'm about to say because the cops were called, and again, I'll like explain to you all of this as it goes on, but I'm not gonna mention where I was working because I think it's gonna come back and bite me, but I'm not gonna mention like any details. I'm only gonna tell you guys like, you know, what happened, but I'm not gonna go into like what store it was, who the guy's name is. I'm not gonna like go down that road. I'm just gonna tell you like, you know. Anyways, here, let me just start off by saying we have two red shirts, right? We have a good one, like we have a brand new red shirt, and we have an old crappy one. And the old crappy one, I'm gonna give you some details of it. The new one works, it's perfectly fine, it hardly breaks down, but mine, sometimes like it glitches, buttons are sticky, the receipt paper gets jammed a lot, the drawer gets closed, and sorry, it doesn't pop up, right? Like to where the money is, where you know you press transition accept or whatever, then the drawer opens and give the person back the change. Sometimes it jams and doesn't even open to begin with, so I have to call my shift leader so she come open up the you know, the drawer, and I could whatever. She already got annoyed of that. So let me put this in perspective. What if you challenge your coworker to like a race? Whoever can serve the most amount of people, right, using your registers. Who do you think will win? The one who has a brand new register, or me who has the old crummy, you know, old crappy register, right? Like, who do you think will win? Obviously the person with the brand new register who never has any issues versus me that has simply just a lot of issues. So shift leader A notices that I'm working a lot slower than, you know, my coworker, and she counted like at the end of my shift, she counted that I helped 7 people, while the person, you know, the other register, the good one, helped out 15. Like that's almost twice as my work input, whatever. So you know, she gave me the numbers, she gave me the stats. She says, you know, we have an issue here, and I told them it's not my fault. You know, you guys don't have you guys don't have the best equipment. I literally told her that it's not my fault. It's, you know, you're supposed to go out and buy like a new register if you have a problem with that. So I think it was this Saturday that things just got way out of hand. Like it literally got to the point where she was yelling at me. Of course, I was performing too slow and stuff. She got to the point where she was yelling at me. Even my coworkers were just like, dude, this is wrong. But of course they can't say anything because they don't want what's happening to me. But they talked to me, right? They texted me. It's like, oh my god, dude, are you alright? I'm just like, I'm good. Like, you know, I could handle it or whatever. And then, you know, on Sunday, the day afterwards, she had me like scrubbing toilets, and I know that's part of my, you know, I worked at fast food, so like, all right, I had to do it, right? And it just got really bad because she just kept on making big scenes, and I'm removing a lot of detail from these stories because I don't want to bore you guys with exactly everything. But when she yells at me, like literally even the customers who I'm serving, they're just like, dude, you don't deserve this. And it's abuse, pretty much. It's verbal abuse. I figured that on Tuesday, if this doesn't shape up, I'm just gonna go ahead and quit. So I put in my 2 weeks notice, and I guess my shift leader, the one that despises me, she caught wind that I put in my 2 weeks notice, and she's under no obligations to ask me the reasoning why I put my 2 weeks notice. So again, she asked me, dude, phone, shut the fuck up. She asked me like, why did she put in your 2 weeks notice? And I told her, I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice because I don't like the working condition. I could find another part-time job at a fast food restaurant where I know like it gets hectic, but I told her, like, this is exactly what I told her. I told her I'm leaving because I'm gonna find another job that really doesn't treat me like garbage. And so I went ahead and I just told her that, and she nodded. She's like, okay, so you're gonna find another job, right? And I said, yeah, I don't like the working conditions. She's like, well, elaborate, right? And I told her, well, you're making me feel like how I feel right now. I kind of feel like bad. I've never been screamed at, you know, and it kind of, I kind of just I don't like this working condition. I'm gonna find some other place where they treat me fairly. She's like, okay, all right, you're fired. And just straight up. She's like, you know what, you're fired. And she basically screwed me. So right now my vehicle is parked out there and I only have half a tank of gas and $50 in my bank account. So I literally have no idea what I'm gonna do until the 31st. I'm gonna get, you know, if worst case scenario, I'm gonna get kicked out of this place and I'm gonna go live with my parents. And this whole scenery that you see behind me, you know, I'm gonna move back with my parents. I'm gonna live 2 hours away where I initially lived, so I don't know how that's gonna play out. I still have school, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna like drive over here, if I'm gonna stay with a friend, I'm gonna stay at a couch. I'm just gonna have a very unstable living condition. So I'm about to end the video, but before I do, guys, I just want to let you know that you know, shit happens. You know, all this happens. I have a dream. I really want to go big. Like I want to I want to be loved by many people, and I'm not gonna let this experience bring me down, and I'm not gonna let anything crush my dreams. I have a dream and I won't stop until I succeed my dream. So what I want to say is that I want to share with you, no matter how bad, and life will get bad, trust me, life will get bad, but no matter what life throws at you, always remember to have a smile and to like spread positive love and vibes to other people. I might sound like a hippie now, but just be yourself, guys, and always just remember to be happy, and life will get better for me. And with that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and you know, end the video. I love you guys so much, and I'll keep you updated on this. I'm sorry, my mind is just going everywhere. I'll catch you guys in the next one. As always, stay awesome.